A traditional romantic dinner is a social ritual built entirely on the expectation of duration. Pacing provides the infrastructure for intimacy. The gaps between courses and the slow rhythm of conversation are the specific elements allowing two people to connect. This sits in direct opposition to a digital landscape optimized for retention, where algorithms and media consumption are designed to move as fast as possible. When we apply that drive for efficiency to romance, we begin to see what happens when the time for a social connection is forcibly removed. The world's fastest dinner date challenge functions as an extreme scenario within this YouTube ecosystem, pushing a romantic encounter to its breaking point. The footage shows the messy collision between the biological pace of human interaction and the accelerated speed of internet entertainment. The date begins with a host saying, "Hope you enjoy your date," using the standard language of dinner service to establish a familiar starting point. That familiarity is immediately upended. By compressing the time frame so aggressively, the video denies the subject any chance to settle into the environment. While a traditional date allows for hours of gradual adjustment, this timeline shows the entire process condensed into seconds, forcing the participant to navigate social cues at an overwhelming pace. Within moments of sitting down, the casual rhythm of the date vanishes, replaced by the defensive posture of someone caught in an environmental ambush. The arrival of the main course marks the point where the typical social contract of a meal begins to dissolve. The participants' frantic dialogue, "What do we got here now for the main course? I have to coach it," captures the onset of total confusion as the brain struggles to keep up. As the speed increases, the physical act of eating takes over. Conversation stops, and the meal becomes a struggle for rapid consumption. By this stage, any romantic intent has been pushed aside by the physiological need to simply keep pace with the challenge. The arrival of the dessert course puts the final, maximum load on the participant. We see the breaking point in the subject's rejection. "Oh no, not again. You dessert. No, I don't want to do this. No." This collapse happens when the pressure of the gimmick finally reaches its limit and exceeds the subject's ability to participate. The humor comes from the absurdity of the situation. A luxury like dessert is turned into a burden simply because it arrives too quickly for the body to accept it. The footage reveals a simple limit. Extreme speed makes the shared experience of intimacy impossible. When we optimize a social interaction for pure speed, we find that it loses its original meaning. The mismatch between the romantic setting and the frantic pace is what makes the video so effectively ridiculous. It highlights our growing cultural habit of trying to fit more into less time, often at the expense of the experience itself. While our digital tools can process information instantly, our emotional responses remain tied to a much slower biological clock. Ultimately, human connection requires a pace that cannot be successfully shortened or bypassed. The friction of unoptimized slow time provides the very space where the experience of a relationship is allowed to exist.